We are here today with Mr. John J. LaValle, the Suffolk County Republican Chairman. You are here today with LIPolitics.com, and let's just get right into it. What do you see as the biggest philosophical differences between the local Republican and Democrats?
Well, our philosophical differences are not much different than the national philosophical differences, and that's very simple. The Democrat Party believes that government will provide the solutions to get us through this problem. The Republican Party believes that the people are going to pull us through this problem. They want bigger government. If you look at President Obama's plan to save America right now, the same America that he's destroying on the other hand, but his plan is to invest money in hiring more teachers and more healthcare workers, which are all taxpayer-funded entities. They're all taxpayer-funded, organizations that are going to create future tax burdens on future generations. Great, so President Obama pays for year one of their salaries. Who pays for year two? Taxpayers through their property taxes. That's a solution wherein they believe government, investing more money in government is going to create a solution. It's not going to. You look at what Steve Ballone's looking to do here, looking to invest money in the triangle of excellence, into the Brookhaven National Lab and Cold Spring Harbor Lab. The reality is those are also taxpayer-funded institutions, and while they do a great job and we support them thoroughly, we don't believe that the way to solve our fiscal problems right now is to invest more tax dollars into more taxpayer-funded entities. We believe as a Republican Party that we need to reduce the size of government. We need to invest in the private sector. Or how about offering tax credits to employers who hire more employees? That's what we need to do. Instead, what has our government done? We put these burdens upon business to say now you have to provide health care to your employees or you have to pay a fee. It's just they're not thinking straight. And the bottom line is our position is the people will pull us out of this problem like we always have in this country. Their position is we need to continue to invest in government. Government is a loser. Government does nothing efficient. Government does nothing effectively. It's a shame, but it's the way it is. The bottom line is more investment in government, whether it's through President Obama's plan or Steve Ballone's plan here in Suffolk County, is a disaster for all of us.
What is your take on the current legislative candidates, the effort, the message, and so on?
Well, I'm very happy with our legislative candidates. We spent a lot of time recruiting top-notch candidates that are physically fit, mentally fit, ready to serve the public, individuals who are involved in the business community, involved in the civic community or the charity community. They're individuals that are ingrained in the fabric of our community. They're not backbenchers. They're not political hacks. These are individuals that we spent a lot of time recruiting. We recruited a lot of very, very intelligent, highly motivated men and women, and in particular women. The Republican Party is running more women than either side of the aisle. The Democrats like to give a lot of lip service towards women. We're actually putting our money where our mouth is. We are running women. As a matter of fact, the highest position in Suffolk County, the county executive, we're running the first woman ever to run for county executive. And on top of that, she will be the first female county executive in history. So we really went out of our way to spend a lot of time recruiting the best candidates possible, not just the political hacks, just rehashing the same people. We brought some talent to the table, and I think that's going to make a big difference in our community because we need to have different sets of eyes, different sets of minds looking at this government and trying to help us fix it because clearly the politicians have blown it.
If the Republicans take back the majority in the Suffolk County legislature, what would be the first order of business?
Well, listen, obviously we have a fiscal crisis that we have to tend to. That's important that we take a look at that real quick. We've got to look at the ways to cut spending. I've watched this government. The first thing that they do is they go right after the employees for layoffs, which I think is not the most intelligent approach. I mean, while everything's got to be on the table, you cannot, it's not that Suffolk County is employee rich. We've got to deliver the necessary services, and we've got to also make sure that we're not cutting employees in revenue-generating aspects of our government. To do across-the-board layoffs, I believe hurts our government. I think that we really need to take a look at, looking at these problems and finding solutions that are more intelligent. But the wasteful spending, the pork barrel spending, this slush fund that the legislators run around and throw around their community. If times were great and we were flush with money, I guess we could take a look at doing certain things in our community that we normally couldn't do. But that's not the case now. And when legislators go and start offering to lay off employees and cut programs that might be essential, instead of cutting their own pork spending, that's a problem for me. And that's what the Democrat majority has done. They have refrained from making the tough decisions. And what they've done is they've made sure that they keep their little pocket of change so they can go around and sprinkle money throughout the community. But it's our tax money. And we need it. We need it to pay our bills. We need it to pay our mortgages. We don't need it to give to politicians to go run around and sprinkle around a community. So I think we've got to get our priorities straight in government. We've got to look to fund the necessary services, to make sure we're doing the things that we're supposed to be doing. And then we got to take a look at a lot of the things that are kind of optional and get rid of some of the things that are more expensive, that are wasteful. Like I said, fraud is always an issue. There's a lot of it out there. There is a tremendous amount of fraud in the welfare and social programs that we're offering. We've got to take a look at that. There's people that are collecting checks from the county and from our government in general that don't deserve it, that don't qualify for it. But this is what happens in our government. We've got to have individuals representing us that are willing to make those tough decisions, willing to cut those programs, to root out the fraud and the waste. That's where we're going to make a difference.